So the Phoenix Village project is, I guess, the first of its kind, because what it does is that it's going to bring together businesses and social services and charities with a specific delivery focus. Probably the best way to think about the Phoenix Village is to think about what the world is like currently for a service user. So a young girl who's 16 gets pregnant, has a baby, and might be thrown out of her home. She might have absent parents. She might have an abusive boyfriend. She now doesn't have the ability to travel around and access all the services that she needs, like housing and benefit and training and all of that. She can walk through the gates with her baby, and she can hand her baby into the creche. If she's got a habit, she can go to the detox facility, and there'll be women's services in there as well. And then she can also get accommodation, so there'll be a supported housing, and she can also go and try out lots of different things within Phoenix Village. So there's a design center which will do jewelry, leather making, fashion. She can work in the florist. There's a barbers and a hairdressers. And there's also a clubhouse where she can learn hospitality if she wants to. So there's huge amounts of opportunity. Within Phoenix Village, there's a program that they will go through, almost like a curriculum, where they have to try out lots of different things, even the ones that they think they might not be interested in, because it might actually spark something in their imagination. For instance, being a baker, you can make 60 grand a year being a baker. You were never told that at school.
It's almost like you're walking into a creative hotspot, and you could really utilize all the connections around you. So I think any teenager, any 16-year-old, 17, 18, anyone who goes into the Phoenix Village is definitely going to come out like a better person.
With young people between 16 and, say, 18, there are large groups of young people who are pretty much disenfranchised by the idea of going to university. And in particular, if they've had real problems at school and they've ended up being excluded from school, the police didn't know what to do with them and social services didn't know what to do with them. And in many cases, they're single parent or they don't have parents who care. They really struggle to get back into the system, back into education, back into any kind of work situation, because a lot of schools are so vehemently pushing the university thing that it almost doesn't give you any other option apart from boring apprenticeships or the army. How do we excite and inspire that generation of young people who end up either as roadmen, or they end up in crime, or they end up in prison?
When I finished school, I wasn't too sure what to do. And uni didn't seem like the first option for me. It felt like something that I wanted to wait or know for sure if I wanted to do it. I feel like when you're 18, you kind of have to figure out what you want to do right there and then, and I don't think many people do know.
Rather than just go to school and you need to go to uni if you want to be somebody, I feel like we need to take that mindset away from young people and start saying what will make you happy.
Phoenix Village needs to be state of the art. It needs to have a real architectural beauty about the place so that when you walk in, you feel like you've walked into this amazing space. And the reason for doing that is to value young people who are coming into this. Just because they've got a problem or they've got an addiction doesn't mean that we have to stick them in substandard accommodation. It doesn't mean it has to be expensive. It just needs to be good. It's to do with putting the right value on everyone.
There's not enough opportunities for young people. Like, many people, including myself, do have dreams of becoming something and putting their skills out there, but I don't think that there is enough places and chances that young people do have to perceive that dream.
The Phoenix Village enterprise, social enterprise and charity, is set up with a giving share model in it. So there isn't a landlord from the outside. What we build in this district will be owned by the charity, and the income that comes from that goes back into the charity to run the programs that we're running, so that we're not constantly spending our time chasing grants. And that giving share is where everyone pays into that, so that the programs in the middle can be run, and they can be run sustainably over a very long period of time. So that means that the businesses that come in have to be part of that philosophy. They have to offer work experience to young people, even if it's just for 1 week or 2 weeks. The charities that come in are coming in not just to do business as usual, they're coming in to collaborate with the other partners that are in there. Their ticket into Phoenix Village is to be willing to collaborate and for us all to work together for the good of the service user. That girl that we talked about earlier on who's 16, she has to access all these different charities. It's a nightmare trying to navigate that. So the Phoenix Village concept is to bring all of that together and bring those partners in so that it becomes holistic in terms of its solution for mind, body and soul.
In Africa, we have this proverb that we say it takes a whole village to raise a child. Kids are going to walk in there and then come out as better people.
We're not here to make 1 million, we're here to reach 1 million young people.